Hey everyone, so in this video you are getting 11 curve presets. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So really great edits for sure. Very different styles. So we're going to go over the curves. I'm going to explain a bit about them. Curves are by far the most important part of an edit. They are the foundation, make up maybe 70% of an edit. Everyone desires that consistent look to their photos, consistent feed. That's pretty much all done in the curves. So hang around in this video because we're going to go over the curves, how to use them and stuff like that. So what you're going to get is DNGs, not presets, but they are presets. So I'll explain the difference if you don't know at the moment. So copy settings, copy, you're going to get a JPEG, which looks a lot like this. JPEG, you can tell down here, it says JPEG, but the thing is it's going to have settings on it that make it look very bad. That's because it's a JPEG though. But you're going to have all these settings and you can copy the settings and you can paste them on any image you want, or you can create preset with the settings and then you can save it wherever you want. I've bought presets before and it just becomes a mess with all these different folders and stuff like that. So to me this just makes so much sense. So, and I get a lot of people saying they love the curve presets more than the whole presets because the curves are the foundation. It's way easier to apply a curve preset and then build and have the freedom from there to complete the edit. And it's the curves that really add that really good base to your editing. So keep in mind this video, you're just getting the curve presets. Okay, so I'm showing you these edited images completed because I want to show you that these curves, these presets do work. Okay, so you can see how much of an effect they are having on the image. Really big effect. And if it is a subtle amount, it's a very important subtle amount that gives a very unique look, very unique contrast to your images. So they play an extremely important role to your images, and I know how frustrating it is applying presets and they don't look quite right. That's why I think this way of learning just makes so much sense. The final edits are attached to a photo that you have in Lightroom. So yeah, you get a lot of transparency. That's what I wanted when I started. This makes a lot of sense. Like the differences in the curves, like some have some pretty strong S-curves, strong contrast, strong fade, some are much smoother. So this one for example, big fades in the whites and blacks, and then some not so much but pretty heavy, some leaving the highlights whites alone, some playing a really big role in color in the curves, and some don't play a big role in the color and play more of a role in just contrast. So these images, I didn't actually take these images. These are from guest editors inside the course that provide preset, raw image, and the lesson. So a lot of you guys really wonder how I do my YouTube tutorials, where I learned to edit and stuff like that, and this is literally how I have gotten good at editing, is within my own course. I've been getting all these amazing talented people teaching, supplying the preset, raw image, and the lesson, and then when you compare, when you have this from so many different styles, we have pretty much every style I can think of, and this is just a fraction of the amount that's in the course. When you get so many different styles, you can really start to pinpoint their differences or see the commonalities. So now when I look at an image on Instagram, for example, I know exactly this needs this kind of curve and this curve. That person is most likely doing this in the curves. I know that now by having so many different examples, different styles, and it's not guessing. You've got the image on your Lightroom, you got the lesson, you went through it step by step, and you understand the reasons for the adjustments. So no one is teaching in this method at all, so I just thought it made so much sense, so much quicker to learn. So yeah, I know how frustrating it is to apply a preset and not know why it doesn't look good. So this solves that problem because edited perfectly edited image, settings attached, good to go. And it just gives you confidence when you apply these presets and something to refer back to. So say you have something like this, you want to use these settings, you're going to copy the settings. Now you have all the settings for the curves here, and you're about to paste it on another image. You can always come back here and like reset and be like, this is what it's meant to look like. This is the blacks, the amount of fade, the colors, the warmth, the skin tone. It gives you a really, really good reference. If you're just going by other normal ways of presets, like it's just like a name. It's just like natural. Like what does that mean to do? Or vivid. If you save these the way you want to, I recommend saving these images you get with the settings attached in a collection, and then you can go into the collection. So this is actually free curves presets too. You can come into this collection and you can copy and paste and apply on any image you want. So you're going to have some great curves now, and make sure you've watched my prior trainings. So there was one on curves, so that would teach you everything mathematical about the curves. I know in that training we didn't get into styles and stuff, but it was like how the curves work. Digital colors are all made up of a combination of red, green and blue, so they're giving us these curves here. And then if we look at the red, green and blue on our color wheel, you can see that they are equally spaced apart. So now we can mix colors and go anywhere around the color wheel. So if you only had two colors, you could only just go across and balance those two colors. But if you just add in one more color equally spaced apart, you can start mixing and then move anywhere within the color wheel. So red is cyan, introducing red, taking red out, we get cyan. Why cyan when you remove red? This is really important to understand. It's not that you have cyan down here in the curves, it's that when you pull red out, you have more green and blue left in your image, the other two curves. Because you haven't removed those colors yet, you have a higher percentage of green and blue in your image. And then if you look at a color wheel, what color do green and blue make when you mix them together? Cyan. We can create any color on the visible spectrum. And then we had another training which was on color theory, so the essentials of color theory. And we want to understand the opposite colors for three pairs: red and cyan, purple and green, and blue and yellow. There are 6 we want to memorize. And then if you add green to your orange skin tones, it's going to make your orange skin tones a little more yellow. Most people would think they would come off a bit green. And now you've got some good curve presets, and hopefully this like broadens your understanding of curves and just how different they are style to style. And I hope it makes a lot of people sort of realize that they have to understand this stuff to create great edits and can't just rely on presets. Because if you're gonna make your own style, create someone else's style, this is very, how do you say, tedious, and you can't wing it. You can't wing it into your own style, for example. You have to understand, evolve your learning. So this is just a few guest editors. We have heaps of guest editors always coming into the course. So in the Facebook group, I announce when there's a new guest editor. I'll quite often break down what is unique about this guest editor, what takeaways can we take from this particular guest editor. And it's much more efficient and effective because in my YouTube tutorials, I am just guessing a lot of the time. I mean, I'm rushing through it as well because it's a YouTube video that needs to be under 10 minutes. So when I started, I really struggled. I went through all the same problems of not knowing what to do after applying a preset. So after 5 years or something now, 250 YouTube tutorials and over 200 course videos, this just makes so much sense to learn, getting the raw image and the settings applied and stuff like that. This would have cut my learning curve by 1000%, and it is transparency. So I like transparency, where the amount of photographers that hide settings will give you like kinda the right preset, kinda what to do. really frustrates me. So I love this method of learning editing and getting to your own style. Hope you enjoy these curve presets. Message me on the course Instagram page. I'll put it up on screen. You can message me there if you have any questions, and stay tuned for more free presets, free trainings and stuff like that in the emails here. But also message me what guest editors you would like to see in the course. So if you just DM me, these are my favorite photographers, I will try to get them to do this in the course. Please do that for me. I'm trying to get as many talented guest editors as possible to build this ridiculously good place to learn editing and color, getting the consistent feed and style to your images that you've always wanted, because AI is not gonna put that hint of yellow perfectly in your mids and then just adjust the hue to match your white balance. That is not going to happen with the AI at all. You have to learn. And yeah, I think the course has been going for almost 3 years now. We have over 1,000 people enrolled, so if you want to join us, I hope you do. Otherwise, keep an eye out for more free trainings, free presets. Some of you aren't super serious about editing, you just want some presets, and some of you really want to get to that next level, so that's why I have built this. And also message me on whatever questions you have about editing at all, and I will make a video on it. So the whole theory behind this is how I got really good at editing is I got the raw image from these amazing photographers to do my tutorials on YouTube. That's how I learned way quicker than everyone else. Now I've recreated how I learned really well so that other people can go through the same process I learned, because every single guest editor is like course in itself, better than workshops or a course, because I'm making sure you get the raw image preset lesson and you understand why they are doing what they're doing. The value of like 200 workshops or 100 courses, even more, because speed is more important than the amount of videos you get or something. This is condensed, concise, doesn't waste your time. That's more important than watching heaps of videos. So I hope you guys are making progress on your editing. I hope you are finding you're getting closer and closer to the style you want, and I know one day you'll get there. There is a free Facebook group that you can join, which isn't the closed course Facebook group, it's a free public Facebook group. And then just be sure to message me on Instagram if you've got any questions. So stay tuned for more free stuff and lessons in the emails coming up. I will catch you guys later.